My beloved child, I see your heart, and I know the depths of your struggles. There have been moments when the path ahead of you seemed impossible to navigate. The obstacles, the pain, and the uncertainty have been overwhelming at times. But I am here to remind you of something important. I am the God who makes a way where there seems to be no way. You are never alone in this wilderness. Just as I promised in my word, I am doing a new thing in your life. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Isaiah 43:19. My dear one, I am at work even when you cannot see it. I am clearing paths, removing barriers, and preparing streams of refreshing waters in the wastelands of your life. When the road looks barren and hope feels distant, remember this: I am the one who parts seas and makes rivers in deserts. I did it for my people before, and I will do it for you again. Every step you take, I am beside you, leading the way. Even if you cannot see the full picture right now, trust that I am creating a new way for you. Keep your heart open, for the new thing I am bringing will spring forth in ways you never expected. Trust my timing, trust my process, for I never fail in my promises. I am here guiding you. I see you when you feel lost, wandering in uncertainty, unsure of what comes next. There are moments when you feel overwhelmed by confusion and the path before you seems dim. But I am here to remind you that even in those moments of doubt, I am your guide. You are not alone, even when you cannot see the way forward. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. Psalm 119:105. My word is always here to illuminate your steps. When the road is dark and the future feels uncertain, remember that you can always turn to me. I will show you the next step to take. It might not be the whole journey at once, but trust that I will give you just enough light to move forward. One step at a time, I will guide you. Sometimes I allow moments of confusion not to harm you, but to build your trust in me. When you cannot see what lies ahead, I invite you to lean into me. Trust me to lead you, for I know the way even when you do not. Those moments when you feel lost are opportunities for you to rely on me more deeply, to let go of the need to control and surrender your plans to my perfect guidance. Remember, I am the light that never dims. Just as I guided my people through the wilderness, I am guiding you now. I will lead you through the uncertainties and bring you to the place I have prepared for you. In every season of your life, I am with you, holding your hand, whispering in your ear, and shining my light upon your path. When confusion clouds your heart and fear tries to take root, let my word be your anchor. Come to me, open my word, and let the truth wash over you. I am the God of clarity, and I will make your path clear as you trust in me. When you feel lost, don't run from me, run to me. I will always be your guide, your light, and your strength. Trust me to make your steps sure, for I will never let you stumble. You are my beloved, and I will never leave you wandering without direction. My plan for you is good, and I am committed to seeing you through. Even when the way ahead feels hidden, rest in the assurance that I have already paved it. You may not understand everything now, but as you walk with me, the pieces will fall into place. The confusion will lift, and you will see how I have been working all along. Hold on to me, my child, and know that I am faithful to lead you through the fog. Your journey is not aimless, it is purposeful, and I am guiding every step. When you feel lost, look up, for I am always shining my light upon you. I love you, and I will never let you walk this path alone. My beloved child, even when you cannot see it, I am working behind the scenes. In your life, there are moments where you may feel that nothing is changing, that I am silent, or that your prayers are going unanswered. But I want you to understand this. Just because you cannot see what I am doing does not mean I am absent. I am always at work, orchestrating every detail of your life according to my perfect plan. You see, I do not always work in ways that are visible to the human eye. My ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. There are times when I am setting things in motion that you will only understand much later. I am aligning circumstances, preparing people, and paving a way for your future, even when it seems like nothing is happening. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. Romans 8:28. Everything in your life is part of my grand design. Even the difficult and painful moments have a purpose. I am using every situation to bring about good in your life. It may not always be easy for you to see in the present moment, but in time you will understand how I have been weaving together every thread for your benefit. Think of Joseph, my child. When his brothers sold him into slavery, it seemed like the end of his dreams. Yet in that moment of betrayal and suffering, I was working behind the scenes. Joseph did not know that my plan for him included becoming a ruler in Egypt, but I was with him every step of the way. From the pit to the prison to the palace, I was working out my purposes for his life, even when it seemed like everything was falling apart. In your life, too, there are moments when it feels like everything is falling apart, but I want you to trust that I am still in control. I am using even the hardest moments to shape you, to mold you into the person I have called you to be. Nothing is wasted in my hands. Every tear, every disappointment, and every trial is part of the story I am writing for you. When the Israelites stood before the Red Sea, they did not know how they would escape the Egyptians. To their eyes, the situation seemed impossible. But I was already working behind the scenes. I parted the sea and made a way where there was no way. In the same way, I am working in your life. You may feel trapped or unsure of how things will work out, but trust me, I am making a way for you, even when you do not see it. I understand that trusting in the unseen is not always easy. As humans, you often rely on what you can see and touch. But faith requires you to believe in what you cannot see. I am calling you to trust that my unseen hand is always at work in your life. Just because you do not see immediate results does not mean that I am not moving on your behalf. I am asking you to trust me in the waiting. Patience is a fruit of the Spirit, and in times of waiting, I am developing that fruit within you. There are seasons when I ask you to wait, not because I am withholding blessings, but because I am preparing you for something greater. The waiting is not wasted. I am working in your heart, refining your character, and preparing the circumstances so that when the time comes, you will be ready to step into the fullness of what I have planned for you. Remember the story of Esther. She did not know that I was working behind the scenes, positioning her to save her people. In the same way, I am positioning you for something greater. You may not see the full picture right now, but trust that I am working for your good. My beloved child, do not be discouraged when you cannot see immediate results. Do not lose hope when things seem stagnant. Trust that I am always at work, even in the silence. I am working behind the scenes in ways that are far beyond your understanding. And when the time is right, everything will come together in a way that will leave you in awe in my power and love. In times of difficulty, lean on me. When you feel like nothing is happening, come to me and let me reassure you of my presence. You are not alone, and you are not forgotten. I am with you, working on your behalf, fighting battles you do not even know exist. Your role is to trust me, to walk in faith, and to hold on to the promises I have given you. Know that I am a God of timing, and my timing is always perfect. It may not align with your plans or your schedule, but it is always the best for you. What I have promised I will fulfill. My word never returns void, so be encouraged, my child. I am at work behind the scenes, preparing to do something in your life that will exceed your greatest expectations. Keep your eyes fixed on me and not on the circumstances around you. The storms of life may rage, but I am the one who calms the seas. The mountains before you may seem insurmountable, but I am the one who moves mountains. Trust me, for I am the God who is always working behind the scenes for your good and for my glory. Hold on to hope, my beloved. I am working even now. You may not see it yet, but soon you will. And when you do, you will marvel at how I have been moving in ways you never could have imagined. Trust in me, for I am faithful, and I will never leave you or forsake you. My precious child, I know there are moments when the path ahead seems impossible, when you feel lost and surrounded by obstacles on every side. But I want you to know this: I will make a way for you, even through the wilderness. Just as I parted the Red Sea for the Israelites, I will open a path for you where there seems to be no way. In your life, you may feel as though you are walking through a dry and barren land, a spiritual wilderness where nothing seems to grow. It's a place of uncertainty, fear, and confusion. But I specialize in leading my people through the wilderness. I have done it before, and I will do it again for you. I have never abandoned my children, and I will not abandon you. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and all that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground, with a wall of water on their right and on their left. Exodus 14:21-22. In the same way I made a way for the Israelites, I will make a way for you. When they stood before the Red Sea, there was no visible way out. The waters before them seemed impossible to cross, and behind them the Egyptian army was closing in. But in that moment of desperation, I showed them that I am the God of the impossible. With a mighty wind, I parted the sea, creating a path for them to walk through on dry ground. When you face your own Red Sea moments, those times when it feels like there's no escape, remember that I am the same God today as I was then. I am still parting seas, still making a way for my beloved children. Your wilderness may not look like a physical desert, but it can feel just as overwhelming. The wilderness can take many forms: financial struggles, emotional pain, spiritual dryness, or relational difficulties. But no matter what your wilderness looks like, I am the one who guides you through it. I know the path ahead may not always be clear to you, but trust me. I see the end from the beginning, and I am leading you step by step. Sometimes I will make a way that is unexpected or unfamiliar. It may not look like the solution you had in mind, but it will be the right path for you. My child, do not be afraid of the wilderness. The wilderness is not a place of abandonment, it is a place of transformation. It is often in the wilderness that you grow the most, where your faith is stretched, and where you learn to rely on me in ways you never have before. Just as I led the Israelites with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, I will guide you through your wilderness. You are never alone, and I am with you every step of the way. When the Israelites crossed the Red Sea, they were entering a new chapter of their journey. I had promised them a land flowing with milk and honey, but before they could enter it, they had to pass through the wilderness. In the same way, I am preparing you for something greater. I have a promised land for you, a place of abundance, purpose, and blessing. But before you enter that place, there may be a season of wilderness, a time of preparation. This season is not meant to harm you, it is meant to refine you. It is in the wilderness that I am shaping your character, teaching you to trust me more deeply, and preparing you for the blessings ahead. Just as the Israelites had to trust me to provide for them in the desert, you too must trust me to provide for you in your wilderness. I fed them manna from heaven, and I will provide for you in ways that you cannot even imagine. Do not despise the wilderness, my child. It is part of the journey, and I am with you in it. Just as I brought the Israelites through the Red Sea and into their promised land, I will bring you through your wilderness and into the new season I have prepared for you. There is a purpose to your wilderness, and I will not leave you there. I want you to trust in my timing. Sometimes the path through the wilderness is longer than you expected, but I know the way. I am the waymaker, and I will never lead you astray. Trust that I am working behind the scenes, even when you cannot see it. The wilderness may seem endless, but the breakthrough is coming. Keep your eyes on me and not on the obstacles around you. Remember the promise I made to the Israelites through the prophet Isaiah. I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Isaiah 43:19. This is my promise to you as well. Even in the driest places of your life, I will bring refreshment. Even in the places that seem barren and hopeless, I will bring new life. I am the God of the impossible, and I delight in making a way where there seems to be no way. So, my child, do not be discouraged by the wilderness. Do not give up hope. I am with you, and I will guide you through it. I am making a way for you even now. Trust in me, for I am the one who parts the seas, who brings streams in the desert, and who leads my people through the wilderness into their promised land. Hold on to my promises and keep walking in faith. The wilderness will not last forever, and on the other side there is a place of blessing and abundance waiting for you. I will make a way for you, and you will see my glory revealed in your life. Keep trusting, keep believing, and know that I am always with you, making a way through the wilderness. My beloved child, I know that closed doors can feel painful, discouraging, and confusing. You may wonder why certain opportunities have slipped away or why paths you thought were meant for you have suddenly ended. But I want you to know this: when one door closes, it's because I am preparing to open another, better one for you. I never close a door without purpose, and I always have something greater in mind for your life. You see, I am the one who holds all things in my hands, and I am guiding you according to my perfect plan. You may not always understand why things happen the way they do, but trust that I am leading you exactly where you need to be. When you face a closed door, it's not a sign of failure or rejection. It's a sign that I am redirecting you towards something far better than you could imagine. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Revelation 3:8. This is my promise to you. I am opening new doors in your life that no one can shut. The doors I open are meant specifically for you. No matter what opposition or obstacles you face, no one can close the door that I have opened. It is a door of opportunity, blessing, and purpose, and I am inviting you to walk through it with confidence and faith. But my child, before you can walk through the new door, you must be willing to let go of the closed one. Holding on to past disappointments, missed opportunities, or old dreams can keep you from stepping into the new things I am doing. I know it's hard to let go, especially when you had hopes and plans attached to what you thought was the right door. But trust me when I say that what I have ahead is far better. Sometimes I close doors to protect you from things that are not good for you. You may not see it in the moment, but I see the bigger picture. I see the dangers and detours that you cannot. And because I love you, I guide you away from paths that would lead you astray. What may seem like a loss is often my way of shielding you from harm or preparing you for something greater. Other times I close doors because you have outgrown certain situations. You were never meant to stay in the same place forever. I have new levels of growth, purpose, and blessing for you, but to reach them you must move forward. Holding on to what is familiar or comfortable can keep you from experiencing the fullness of what I have in store for you. So when a door closes, it's an invitation to trust me and to step into the new season I have prepared. In the Bible, you see many examples of doors closing only for new, greater ones to open. Think about Joseph. When he was sold into slavery by his own brothers, it must have felt like every door of hope had closed. But I was working behind the scenes, opening new doors for him that would eventually lead him to becoming second in command in Egypt. What seemed like a closed door of betrayal and loss was actually the beginning of a journey toward a greater purpose. And then there's Ruth. After the tragic loss of her husband, it must have seemed like all the doors to a bright future had closed for her. But by trusting me and staying faithful, she walked through a new door that led her to Boaz, a new life, and ultimately a place in the lineage of my son, Jesus. What looked like an ending was actually the start of something beautiful. I want you to have the same confidence that Ruth and Joseph had. Even when things don't make sense, I want you to trust that I am making a way. I am opening new doors for you that will lead to blessings beyond what you can imagine. But my child, this new journey requires you to walk in faith. Walking through new doors often means stepping into the unknown, and that can feel scary. But remember, I am with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. When I open a door, I go ahead of you to prepare the way. You don't have to fear the unknown, because I am the one who holds your future. When you encounter closed doors, it's important to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing them as roadblocks, see them as opportunities for redirection. Trust that I am closing certain doors because I have something better for you just ahead. And while you may not understand my timing, know that it is always perfect. The new door I am opening for you will come at exactly the right time, and it will lead you into the fullness of my plan. I am making a way for you even now. I am opening doors that will lead you into new seasons of abundance, purpose, and joy. Trust me, my beloved. I know what I am doing, and my plans for you are good. When one door closes, it's because I am leading you to something better. Walk boldly through the doors I am opening, and you will see the goodness of my plan unfold in your life. My beloved child, I know that sometimes you look at your circumstances, see only walls, barriers, and impossibilities. The challenges ahead may seem insurmountable, and the road forward may feel blocked. But I want you to remember one thing: I am the God who makes a way where there is no way. My power is not limited by human understanding or circumstances. What seems impossible to you is entirely possible for me. You see, I am not bound by the rules of this world. I am not hindered by obstacles or limitations that may seem overwhelming to you. My ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. When I say that I will go before you and make a way, trust that I am already clearing the path ahead of you, even when you cannot see it. I will go before you and will level the mountains. I will break down gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron. Isaiah 45:2. This is my promise to you: I will go before you and level the mountains. What are the mountains in your life that seem immovable? Is it a financial burden, a broken relationship, a health crisis, or perhaps a deep personal struggle? Whatever it is, I am able to flatten it before you. Nothing is too difficult for me. Mountains that stand in your way will crumble when I move on your behalf. I will break down gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron. Gates of bronze represent strong, seemingly impenetrable barriers. But even those cannot stand against my power. I will break them down for you, my child, so that you can walk freely into the future I have prepared for you. No gate, no obstacle, no stronghold is too powerful for me to dismantle. When the Israelites stood before the Red Sea, it seemed like an impossible situation. They had the sea before them and the Egyptian army behind them, ready to capture or destroy them. There was no way out in human terms. But I made a way where there was no way. I parted the waters, and my people walked through on dry ground. What was an impossible situation became a miraculous testimony of my power and love for my people. Just as I parted the Red Sea for the Israelites, I will make a way for you through your own impossible situations. Trust me, even when you cannot see a way forward, know that I am working behind the scenes, moving mountains, breaking barriers, and creating pathways where none existed before. Your situation is not too hard for me. Sometimes the way I make may not look like what you expected. My ways are often mysterious and unexpected, but they are always for your good. You may be praying for a specific solution or outcome, but I may have a better plan in mind. Trust that my ways are perfect, even when they are different from what you envisioned. Remember the story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho. The Israelites were instructed to march around the city walls for 7 days, and on the 7th day they were to shout, and the walls would fall. To the human mind, this may have seemed like a strange and ineffective battle plan. But when they obeyed my instructions, the walls of Jericho fell, and I gave them victory. I will make a way for you, but it may require you to step out in faith and obedience, even when it doesn't make sense to you. There will be times when you face obstacles that seem to have no solution, no possible way forward. In those moments, I ask you to hold on to faith. Faith is believing that I am who I say I am and that I will do what I say I will do, even when you cannot see how. Faith is trusting that I am working on your behalf, even when the path seems unclear or blocked. When you walk by faith, you are not limited by what you see in the natural. You are trusting in my supernatural ability to make a way for you. You are believing that I am working all things together for your good, even when it seems impossible. There will be moments in your life when the way forward seems completely blocked, when every door appears to be closed. In those moments, remember that I am the one who opens doors that no one can shut and shuts doors that no one can open. Revelation 3:7. I am in control of your journey, and I will open the doors that are meant for you at the perfect time. If I have called you to something, know that I will make a way for you to fulfill it. I did not bring you this far to abandon you. I will make a way through the wilderness, and I will create streams in the wasteland. Isaiah 43:19. Even when the path seems dry and barren, I will provide exactly what you need to move forward. So, my beloved child, do not be discouraged by the mountains in front of you. Do not be afraid of the obstacles that seem to block your way. I am with you, and I am making a way where there seems to be no way. Hold on to faith, for I am the God of the impossible. I will level the mountains, break down the gates, and lead you into the fullness of my plan for your life. Trust me, even when you cannot see the way forward, know that I am always working on your behalf, and I am always making a way for you. My love for you is unshakable, and I will never leave you or forsake you. I am your guide, your protector, and your provider. I will make a way for you, and you will see my goodness in the land of the living. Take courage, my child. I am the God who makes a way where there is no way. Hold on to my promises, and you will see the miraculous unfold in your life. My beloved child, there are times when the challenges and obstacles in front of you seem overwhelming. You may feel stuck, unsure of how to move forward, or frustrated by the roadblocks that keep appearing. But I want to remind you that I am with you, and I am removing those obstacles in your way. You are not alone in this fight, and you do not need to face these battles by yourself. I am the one who goes before you, and I am actively fighting on your behalf. You will not have to fight this battle. Take up your positions, stand firm, and see the deliverance the Lord will give you. 2 Chronicles 20:17. This is my promise to you. You will not have to fight this battle alone. The challenges you face are not greater than my power, and the opposition that stands against you is not stronger than my will for your life. I see every difficulty, every barrier, and every obstacle that has been placed in your path, and I am working to remove them one by one. Whether it's physical, emotional, or spiritual, I am clearing the way for you to walk in freedom. Remember the story of Jehoshaphat and the people of Judah. They were surrounded by a vast army, outnumbered, and facing what seemed like certain defeat. But I told them not to fear. I told them that this was not their battle but mine. All they had to do was stand firm, take up their positions, and watch as I delivered them. They didn't have to lift a sword or engage in combat. They simply trusted in my power and watched as I defeated their enemies. Just like I did for Jehoshaphat, I am doing for you. The battles that seem too great for you are not too great for me. I will fight for you, and I will deliver you from every form of opposition that tries to stand in your way. Whether it's fear, doubt, insecurity, or external challenges, I am removing those obstacles and making a way for you to walk in victory. I know that sometimes it feels like the challenges never end. You take one step forward, and something else comes to block your path. But do not lose heart. Every obstacle that arises is an opportunity for you to witness my power and faithfulness. Every challenge is a chance for me to show you that I am greater than anything that stands in your way. This is not just a promise, it is a declaration of my protection over you. Whatever the enemy tries to use to stop you, it will not succeed. The roadblocks and barriers may form, but they will not prevail. I am removing them one by one and paving a path for you that leads to the abundant life I have promised. I want you to understand that you do not need to carry the burden of fighting these battles alone. Yes, there are times when you may need to take action, but there are also times when I simply ask you to stand still and trust me. It's in those moments, when you feel like you can't move forward, that I am asking you to step back and watch me work. I am your defender, your protector, and your deliverer. Sometimes the obstacles you face are not just physical, but they are also internal. Fear, doubt, and anxiety can block your progress just as much as any external challenge. But I am here to remove those inner obstacles as well. I am speaking peace over your heart and mind. I am calming the storms inside of you so that you can move forward with confidence and trust in me. When the Israelites stood before the Red Sea, they were trapped. There was no way forward, and their enemies were closing in behind them. But I told them to be still and watch what I would do. I parted the waters and made a way for them where there was no way. In the same way, I am parting the waters for you. The obstacles that seemed insurmountable will be removed, and you will walk through on dry ground. Remember, my child, that nothing can stop the plans I have for you. I am committed to your success, your growth, and your freedom. I will remove the obstacles in your way because I am faithful to my promises. Trust in me, even when the road seems blocked, and watch as I make a way where there seems to be no way. As you move forward, continue to take up your position in faith. Stand firm on my promises and do not waver. I will fight for you and you will see my deliverance. You do not need to strive or struggle in your own strength, because I am the one who will bring the victory. You are my beloved child, and I will never let anything stand in the way of the good plans I have for you. So be at peace, my child. The obstacles are being removed, the path is being cleared, and I am guiding you every step of the way. Trust in me, for I am your strength, your shield, and your deliverer. You are never alone, and I will always be with you. Amen.